Good morning. If you can hear me, then please give me a yes in the chat box. Great. I am allowing everybody to talk so that 5 minutes I will want to understand ki what is it that is going in your minds. Yes. So अगर किसी के भी पीछे कोई आवाज हो रही होगी तो प्लीज आप अपने आप को म्यूट कर लेना. Perfect. Because we are a small group, so I thought let's speak. Hanji, so what brings you here? Hi, Toral. So what are the questions in your mind? Means the topic today we are talking about is rapid recovery from COVID, right? And of course, we've all gone through a very, very stressful times and we are settling down now. So what is it that you will want me to answer? So you all can unmute yourself and speak if you want. Any particular questions you have in mind that if आज अगर हमें उनका आंसर मिल जाएगा तो it is worthwhile the time we have invested 40 minutes to 1 hour.
Doctor, I have something to.
Yes.
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much for organizing this. I think I really look forward to knowing a lot of things. I've recently recovered from COVID, and at the same time, I still have some symptoms. And there is a lot of speculation that you understand that on social media and people that sometimes it's said that the symptoms last for a month. Sometimes say the symptoms continue to happen. The sporadic impact on the body. I want to understand that, right? Second is about what is the typical gap between the recovery and the vaccination that one has to take. Some say 4 weeks, some say 6 weeks, some say 8 weeks, some say 12 weeks. It's a lot of speculation around it. And third, anybody who has a rare disease as a comorbidity, what could be the implication of such strengthened or a stretched recovery period, and the impact of the vaccination on the body? I'm sorry I bombarded with you 3 questions altogether.
No, perfectly all right. The purpose of organizing this was this only, that I realized that a lot of questions are going in the mind, and because there is too much information on social media.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right, it is very difficult for people to actually know what is right, what is not. In fact, it is difficult for us also to know what is right and what is wrong, to be very honest, because every day new studies come, every day new research happens, right? But some things which have not changed over the course of time are that one very, very critical thing out of those is that we have to stay positive. Right? Just by being positive, I think a lot of things in our health align themselves on our own. So today, in addition to your question, Supreet, the way I'm going to, take this next 40 minutes over, it's not going to be a long thing. I'm going to keep it very crisp and short so that it becomes valuable. I'm going to talk about post-COVID complications. हो क्या रही हैं, क्यों हो रही हैं, करना क्या है उसमें, are there any supplements, is there any type of diet, is there some exercise which we can do to improve on that. I will also talk about some modalities which people are not talking about. Yeah, so I will also talk about some modalities which people are not talking about, but they are very, very effective, like sauna, like ozone, like glutathione or nutritional IVs and stuff like that, so that you have the information, and then basis on your requirements, you can make decisions, find right places where you can get it done and all of that. I'm also going to offer a 3-week program at the end of this talk today, wherein I think that if together we all follow a routine, the chances that we will follow it, we will stay motivated, we will stay happy, and we will recover faster are much, much higher than what we will do if we do it alone. So bringing that group energy is also what I'm looking at the end of the day. Right? Anybody else who have any questions?
Ma'am?
Yes, Shayank.
Hi. Yes, Shayak. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I have three questions. My first question is like, I was never COVID positive, but ever since the second lockdown was announced, so it had a bit of mental repercussions. I started behaving a little strange in terms of anxiety attacks and stuff like that. That is one thing. So I would like to know, how can we overcome such kind of things? Should a third or a fourth, or I mean, we hope that there should be not more, what do you say, uh,
I know COVID,
complications,
waves, yeah, but we don't know.
variants. Yeah. And also, since the market is literally getting flooded with different kind of vaccines, like Covishield and Covaxin are the most common ones. Then there is one Sputnik, which is also pretty much entering the market, and there are different ones. So which one would you recommend? And because, again, as you said, the social media is flooded with a lot of information. So they say that Sputnik has got a efficacy rate of 91.6% if you take 2 jabs, and Covishield and Covaxin have subsequently 65 to 60% of efficacy rate. So which one is better for a healthy person versus a person who has already suffered the COVID-19 pandemic?
Perfect. So, Shayank, though vaccines was not on the agenda for today, but I will give my viewpoint to all of you during our talk.
Yeah.
But it really comes with that inverted quotes thing saying information is changing every day, right? So I will share my views on it, and then you have to take your own decisions on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first thing which you mentioned, yes, in 40% of cases in wave 2, COVID test has not come positive for these people, but they've had COVID. And COVID has been found to have lot of neurological side effects also. Depression, mania, hyposmia, and lot of other mental health issues, which some of the people like yourself are realizing it even now. And I think some of them are not even realizing it because lots is happening around. But there is now enough data, enough science saying that yes, it is there. Anybody who is talking from behind, I would request that you mute yourself, because otherwise, everybody gets disturbed.
Muted.
Yeah. No, it is not muted. Jo bhi tha abhi. Yes, Shikhar, you wanted to say something. You've already said, right? So let's start with what I want to share. Yeah, and then I will take questions once in the middle and once in the end. Before that, let me answer your vaccine questions. So now the data says, in fact, the recent study I was reading today said that if you have had a good COVID infection, the immunity can last for even 9 months, right? So if you've had a good COVID infection, at least 4 to 6 months is the duration which you should wait to get vaccinated. That's my opinion. No need to hurry, because this is one thing in which if you have patience, it will be much better. Right? Somebody is not muted, and because of that, I am getting disturbed again and again. Please don't do this.
Preeti ma'am?
Yes.
Shaik here once again. So
Yeah.
you just said that the wave 2, because when the wave 2 was when it hit Delhi and India, so you said it could have had a lot of neurological issues and stuff like that. But as I said, I mean, by God's grace, I did not contract COVID-19. But in that particular case, as you said, it has had neurological issues on people. So would you say that it might have touched and gone and I would have not even realized? Because some people even say कि आपको हो भी सकता है, but आपको पता भी नहीं चला होगा.
Exactly. So asymptomatic COVID बहुत हुआ है. Lot of people have had asymptomatic COVID because in the wave 2 the transmission was very, very fast. And if you have symptoms which are unexplained, like excessive fatigue, which you have never felt before, like, mental dullness, like maybe overexcitement, maybe less sleep, fibromyalgia, pains all over the body, it could have touched you and gone. Right?
Okay.
So the way to look at it is, the way to look at it is that we all have to strengthen our immunity. Okay? And
Dr.
just a minute. Immunity is not same for everybody.
I agree.
Right? So one shoe doesn't fit all. Concept applies here also. So you have to personalize it. And personalizing it, yes, social media helps, but having a mentor definitely helps. Somebody who is working in this space, working with that person, we can make this as an opportunity to become healthier, or we can, just be in the negative space all the time. Yes, you were saying something.
Yeah, Dr. Preeti. Dr. Preeti, is it normal, like somebody has been recovered from COVID, even hospitalized for 5-6 days, and then recovered and coming back to home, lose a lot of weight, 4-5 kg around, and after that, like person is like mentally, this is my case, like mentally I'm not facing any kind of issue. I'm fit and fine now, but sometimes it is happening in my body, like if it pains on the palm, it pains on the arm, leg, sometime on the chest, sometime on the neck. So is it normal, or it is like my body is taking time to get recovered for it?
No. So Param, one, it is not normal, but it is happening with lots and lots of patients post-COVID.
Okay.
Right? It might get all right on its own, but it might not also. So it is important that some intervention is done at this point of time. What is happening with COVID now is, COVID is an inflammatory disease. Now it's not only a viral infection, right? Lot of inflammatory markers are increasing in our body and cytokine storm is happening. So what happens is, आग लग रही है अंदर. अगर उसके थोड़े बहुत भी sparks रह जा रहे हैं तो it is hurting our organs. And the worst thing is that it is not only our heart which is getting affected, it is not only our lungs which is getting affected, our nervous system, our muscles, everything is getting affected, right? So the recommendation is that post-COVID, at least for 3 months, we must be careful.
Okay.
If we should monitor our BP, our sugar, our SpO2 once every week.
Okay.
If there is a problem, we must consult a doctor or a functional medicine expert or somebody else who is working in this space.
Okay.
Right? And if there is anything abnormal, we shouldn't keep waiting. We should act on it quickly and immediately. Because yes,
understood.
Because what is happening is, it's not that, a lot of deaths are also happening.
Exactly.
Gastric issues. COVID is playing havoc with your gut. I have had patients of COVID, very, very healthy patients. I have never seen them sick in the last 25-30 years I've known them, right?
Okay.
They are the role model for people who want to be fit. And their guts have gone for a toss. Anything they are eating outside of their dal, khichdi and fruit stuff, they are getting loose motions and pain in the abdomen and bloating. And they are themselves surprised. So, yes, COVID is making an impact, and it's not something that we should worry about. But 2 things definitely we need to do. One, we should monitor our symptoms. We should not ignore it the way we used to in our pre-COVID times. Second, we should try and find solution. एक जगह नहीं मिलता, दूसरी जगह ढूंढना चाहिए, दूसरा नहीं मिलता, तीसरी जगह ढूंढना चाहिए.
Okay,
right?
don't stuck to single person who is recommending something. Correct.
See, you have to improve. At the end, the goal is आपका ठीक होना चाहिए. अगर आपको उस बंदे ने बोल दिया कि यार आप 1 हफ्ता दो मुझे, 2 हफ्ते दो, 3 हफ्ते दो, good, आप दो टाइम. But अगर 3 weeks के बाद भी नहीं ठीक हुआ तो you have to find a solution for yourself, right?
Correct.
And you shouldn't stop till you find a solution. क्योंकि इसके ना long term repercussions हो सकते हैं.
Okay.
And on vaccines, again, I am not an expert on vaccine. I am clearly saying I am an expert on helping you recover faster from COVID. I can be an expert on, helping you bring your BP, sugar, gut issues, neurological issues back on track quickly. But vaccination is not an area because I have not vaccinated myself. But depending on the data, Sputnik is the best. If you guys can wait for Sputnik to come and take it, that's currently looking as the best. Covaxin is second, and then you can make your choices after that. Don't hurry. More the gap, the better it is, because now every new study is coming, it's showing that the immunity lasts for longer. And one very interesting thing which I don't know whether you guys have heard or not, and you can tell me. So before I share this information, I hope it is all right that we are talking and answering questions, because information you might have a lot. So an interactive session is what I had envisaged and I had wanted.
Even superb. Yeah, that interactive session. That information on Google, like there is like bunch of data. We cannot filter out what data we need.
Exactly. So I will quickly go through what I have, but I will love to answer your questions. So what I was saying was, now studies have found that people who have good vitamin D, and good vitamin D means 60 nanogram per ml se zyada. Those are the people where they are getting very good antibodies when they get infected. The problem in Indian setup is, and I have lot of videos on vitamin D and COVID on my YouTube channel, which is Food, Medicine and Lives. So अगर किसी को भी vitamin D and COVID पे कोई questions है, please go and visit my YouTube channel, Food, Medicine and Lives, and listen to those videos. They are really good videos. Not that they are mine, but they are very informative. So people in India, generally, we all have vitamin D of 20 to 30. Even now, I get people whose vitamin D are 20 to 30. Now, in these people, the antibodies do not form very quickly. So, if you get infected or if you've got a vaccine and your antibodies are still not too much, do check your vitamin D. Right? So, I think I've answered all the questions which have been asked till now.
Yeah, one last question from my end.
Yes.
Like my mom got vaccinated on a particular date, okay?
Right.
And that time, the Indian policies, according to Indian policies, there was a time gap. But because of the vaccination was not available, they increased the timeline around 3 months. But let's say if that vaccination, I'm getting that second dose for my mom in that particular time, is it good idea to take that or wait for particularly for around 3 months or not?
Good idea to wait for 3 months.
Good idea. Okay, thanks.
Whatever the recent guidelines, it's not because vaccination shortage हो गई है. It's also because science change होती जा रही है.
Okay. That is the reason.
So, yes, so perfect. So let's start with this. I will just put this on slideshow. Yes. So of course, I don't know, people who know me, they know my mission, vision is gutsy India, happy India, because I believe 70% of your immune system is in our gut, our mental health is in our gut, our physical health is in our gut. So if we have to focus on one thing, the center of the whole dynamics of the human body, it is gut. And if our gut health is good, then only we can be happy, right? So I bring 25 years plus experience. I'm 1989 batch Amritsar Medical College student. I'm a fellowship holder in integrative medicine and anti-aging medicine from American Academy of Anti-Aging and Regenerative Medicine, US. I'm an MBA from IIM Lucknow and a certified executive coach and work with doctors. And today what I'm going to talk about is post-COVID recovery. And I have changed the name in the coming slides and said rapid COVID recovery, because I am a strong believer of the fact that after you come back from COVID, either at home or outside, the earlier you become fitter, the better it is, because the duration when you are having symptoms, the body is struggling and working more than it has to. And something is not happening right then in the body. So let's not wait and watch. Let's act and recover faster. We just had this news on 4th June, 48 years, Ankur Bhatia is no more now because of post-COVID complications, right? And every day such news are coming. Type of symptoms we are looking at are headaches, extreme fatigue, mood changes, insomnia, loss of taste, smell, right? 55% patients are showing neurological symptoms and 78% are showing heart problems. So do not miss to monitor your pulse and blood pressure once a week. People who have never were hypertensive are becoming hypertensive during this time. People who were never diabetic are becoming diabetic. And most importantly, quality of life. If you think your quality of life has decreased, please, please, please do everything possible to improve it, right? I will not talk a lot about symptoms. You will get this in Google. But as the recovery rate is increasing, patients with post-COVID complications are also increasing. Low-grade fever is continuing for a month or more. You are not infectious, but your body is completely inflamed. Inability to concentrate, extreme fatigue, mood swings, diabetes of course, shortness of breath, palpitations, poor cardiac function, lack of antibodies over time, and all of that. These are again the symptoms and you know it. So I would want to emphasize that post-COVID, one area where you should focus is your gut health, right? And remember, gut health is not only your diet, it is also your emotions, your physical stress. Because gut and mind is completely connected. If you are stressed, your gut, does some noises. Have you ever experienced this? You are going for an interview or, you are going to meet your spouse for the first time, would-be spouse, or something very critical in life. तो पेट में कुछ होता है. How many of you have experienced that?
Interview part that I have experienced. Yeah, it happened.
Right? Why? Because your mind and your gut are connected. एलोपैथी में हमको पता था कि जो भी हम सोचते हैं उसका भी बीमारी पे असर होता है, जो भी हम खाते हैं उसका भी बीमारी पे असर होता है. But somehow we were not accepting that fact. But now there is so much evidence to tell you that gut and brain are connected and all health issues come from this. So my thing is, if today you have to remember something and paste something in your houses so that you can visualize it, it is this: no if, no but, only gut, because gut is our second brain and it is the most important part of the thing. So few tips from me for rapid COVID recovery. First, nutrition is a key factor for rapid COVID recovery, right? And why is that so? Anybody who will want to tell me why is that so?
Because we are, at the end of the day, we are what we are, and whatever we eat actually reflects on our body. So for instance, if we end up having a lot of fast food and unhealthy food, we end up having a lot of coronary related issues. On the contrary, if we have a healthy diet consisting of all the vitamins and minerals, then in that particular case, our body responds to it accordingly, and we are less susceptible to any kind of infections or major illnesses.
Yes, but one step ahead, right? One is there is no healthy food for everybody. Again, no shoe fits all, right? You have to find out what is healthy food. The tragedy today is that the spinach we used to get about 20 years back and the spinach we get today has 33% less nutritional value. So if you have to get the same nutritional value from food, right, you have to increase 33% more. And I think all of you will agree, all of us are eating lesser than what we were eating 20 years before. Yes or no?
True.
Right? So we have to compensate. We have to be aware. मुझे कौन से symptoms हो रहे हैं? क्या मेरी nerve cramping हो रही है? क्या मेरा mood खराब हो रहा है? क्या मुझे बार बार cold हो रहा है? So that we know कि हमें कौन सी deficiencies हो रही हैं. And there are tests which you can do to find out कि आपको कौन सी deficiencies हो रही हैं. So this is from a study, a paper published on PubMed. Nutrition is a key factor, and they found that risk and outcomes of COVID can be changed depending on the nutrition. And they also realized that selenium, how many of you took selenium supplement when you had COVID?
I have not taken selenium as a supplement.
Right.
We were not. I think I was not recommended this. Everyone said
Right.
go for zinc and
That's what I'm trying to bring forth to all of you. Selenium, lot of studies, is one of the major trace materials which helps in the decreasing the oxidative stress in our body which COVID creates, and it has significant role in viral infections. It strengthens immunity, it decreases oxidative stress, it prevents viral infections, and it supports critical infections. It decreases hyperinflammation, and selenium deficiency is found to be associated with severity of COVID-19 disease. You know, none of the patients I treated for COVID landed up in ICUs. Not even one. Simple reason was we were supplementing them according to the scientific literature available. So this article was published in 2019, mechanistic link between selenium and coronavirus, current nutritional reproduction 2021 June. So it's very, very important, and the dose I was giving was 200 micrograms every day post breakfast. Then बीटा ग्लूकेंस जो कि हमारे ग्रेन्स में होते हैं, फ्लैक्स सीड्स में होते हैं, मशरूम्स में होते हैं, they have immunomodulating properties, right? And they are very, very effective in helping you recover from COVID faster. So when we talk of nutrition, the other things we must talk about are exercise, sleep, our habits, emotions, affirmations, which I said being positive, breathing and all. Few things which we all are taking are green tea, citrus fruits, almonds, turmeric, ginger and garlic. So I will not spend lot of time on this. This I will share with you later. Exercise. Now a lot of my patients, the mistake they are doing is they are like so scared, मेरा weight gain हो जाएगा, मेरी fitness खत्म हो जाएगी. The moment they recover, they start exercising because they think immunity बढ़ाएगा वो. Sorry, don't do this. जब आप कोविड से निकलते हैं आपकी बॉडी में इतना ऑक्सीडेटिव स्ट्रेस होता है कि आप एक्सरसाइज करके यू आर जस्ट एडिंग मोर वर्क फॉर योर बॉडी. Start slow, start with laughter yoga, start with breathing exercises, start with simple pranayams like Alom Vilom and Bhambri. Don't do Kapalbhartis and don't do excessive running and jogging. Do a bit of stretching. Gradually increase your exercise and come to your old pace in a matter of 3 weeks. Do not create mess in your body, please. Your body has struggled enough. Be patient, be soft, be humane with your own self. Sleep. Sleep is an excellent healer. And melatonin 5 milligram supplement is strongly recommended during COVID and post-COVID. And this is again something which I don't think lot of people during COVID or post-COVID have taken. Have you taken it?
Can you repeat the name of the supplement?
Melatonin.
No.
Right.
No,
It is an anti-inflammatory. It really helps you recover faster. Of course, all this you should take under a doctor's guidance. It's always better because then with history things will happen. But melatonin works wonders. 2 to 3 weeks of melatonin post your COVID, starting during your COVID, can do remarkably well. The another thing I want you guys to do is grounding. How many of you are doing grounding these days?
No.
No. Okay, so it's not that, I'm feeling good that you're not doing anything. I'm feeling very sad because we've been talking about post-COVID and COVID for many, many months now, and still information is not reaching rightly. These are very simple things which everybody can do, and we are doing so much. And grounding is amazing. So what does grounding mean? Grounding means walking on the earth, on grass, on mud, with bare foot for 30 minutes. Is that difficult?
No, it's not.
It is not. And look at the benefits it will give. It improves your circulation, it improves your appearance, it improves your mood. It improves blood oxygen. It enhances cell functions, it relieves asthma. It calms bloating, decreases bloating. It regulates hormones. It balances bone health. It reduces painful joints. It enhances bioelectrical processes through body like muscle contraction, nerve conduction, wound healing, hormonal rhythms, ends jet lag, calms arrhythmias, lowers blood pressure. It balances autonomic nervous system, reduces stress, improves sleep. It reduces muscle pain and damage after exercise. It enhances immune responses, slows free radical damage associated with aging, especially which is very, very high post-COVID. It reduces body voltage. Just a minute. Yes, sorry. I was just trying to check that the session is getting recorded. Some of them had requested for a recording and I generally forget it. It reduces body voltage introduced by electrical environment, and it prevents chronic inflammatory and autoimmune diseases of all kinds. Don't you think it's a wonder pill?
Yes.
Wonderful, even free.
Right. So a lot of things are free, but because there is no pharma companies or there are no big brands who are marketing it, we are not able to spread the word, friends. So my request to you would be, share this recording when I share it with all of you, at least with 10 people in your circle. It is our responsibility to share information so that we can come out of this healthier and in a better form. We don't want to go from कुएं से खाई में नहीं गिरना चाहते हैं हम. राइट, ग्राउंडिंग इज अमेजिंग. आपको पता है पुराने जमाने में हम मिट्टी के पादुकाएं डालते थे या लेदर की चप्पल डालते थे. क्यों? क्योंकि वो हमें ग्राउंडिंग कराती थी. ग्राउंड, हमारी बीमारियां कब से बढ़ी? जब से ये शू के नीचे हमारा सिंथेटिक सोल आ गया है. You know, we have created problems for ourselves. COVID is just showing us what we have done. So from today onwards, 20 to 30 minutes, how you do it, I don't care. Do this, please. It is very, very, very effective. You don't have to run, you don't have to do anything. बस पैर ही तो मिट्टी पे लगाने हैं.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I have a question.
yes.
So, ma'am, as you were talking about grounding, so even if somebody is walking in their house, let's say, without slippers, just barefoot, that will also suffice, or one has to go to a ground like a playground or something like that?
Grass or mud.
Okay.
Yeah, because you see, all our flooring, nothing is natural. अब तो वुड भी नहीं लगाते, हम वुड की टाइल्स लगाते हैं. और जैसे ही हम ऊपर के घरों में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल माई हाउस इज ऑन 12th फ्लोर, तो मैं अगर इस फ्लोर पे चलूंगी तो मुझे तो क्या ही ग्राउंडिंग मिलेगी ना.
So is that I guess somehow the grounding thing works similarly as that of acupressure points in the body that get stimulated, and because at the end of the day, if you're talking about grounding, so we're going to walk using our feet. So do you mean to say it creates the same kind of an effect as that of an acupuncture or
No.
acupressure would do?
No, it is different. Imagine, grounding क्या कर रहा है ना, आपकी जितनी वाईफाई, जितना इलेक्ट्रिकल, जितनी आपकी ये सारी हमने वेव्स, वाइब्रेशंस बीच में डाल रखी हैं, उनको हटा रहा है और हमारी बॉडी को अर्थ के साथ कनेक्ट कर रहा है. तो एक तरह से हमारी बॉडी को बैलेंस करता है पूरा. राइट? I will after this share a very beautiful video on grounding to explain more to you, but it is not similar to acupressure.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Another very, very important thing as a supplement, which I don't know whether you've taken it or not, is quercetin. Now, quercetin प्याज में होता है, कच्चे प्याज में होता है. Basically, COVID is not only a hyperinflammatory disease, it is also hypersensitivity disease, right? तो अब उसमें क्वर्सेटिन का क्या रोल है? वायरल इरेडिकेशन और इनएक्टिवेशन में हेल्प करता है. इन्फ्लेमेटरी मार्कर्स जो NLP3 जो बढ़ जाता है उसको कम करता है, मास्ट सेल्स को स्टेबलाइज करता है। तो आप देखोगे इसमें लोगों का कफ नहीं जा रहा है, लोगों को फटीग बहुत हो रहा है ना, लोगों का कोल्ड नहीं जा रहा है, फीवर लो रह रहा है, बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दिस। सो क्वर्सेटिन 1 gram BD और 500 milligram 3 times a day also works wonders, स्पेशली जिनको खांसी वगैरह ठीक नहीं हो रही है, कुछ कुछ चला जा रहा है बाद में, it works very beautifully. Now, this is a very interesting study I want to share with all of you. So, this was in Sage Open Medicine, a very, very high impact factor journal, 2021 Feb. Deficiency of antioxidants and increased oxidative stress in COVID-19 patients. So, what did they find? They found that vitamin A. So, vitamin A was another supplement I give to all my COVID patients, 25,000 IU once a day. Vitamin C, vitamin E were lower in COVID-19 patients. Vitamin D was lower in COVID-19 patients. But let's read further. Glutathione, peroxidase, catalase and SOD were lower. Selenium, zinc, magnesium and copper were lower. And 8-isoprostaglandin F2 alpha, which is the oxidative stress marker, was increased, while melanoaldehyde was lower than in controls. So what the study summed up beautifully was that ये जो सब A, C, E, glutathione, SOD, selenium, zinc, magnesium, copper, ये चीज़ें हमारी कम हो जाती हैं when we have COVID. And जिनमें ये कम होती हैं और जब कम हो जाती हैं तो पोस्ट कोविड सिम्टम्स ज़्यादा देर के लिए चलते हैं. So our diet should be such that it has all of this. If required, we should get these tested. And there is a test, blood में ये टेस्ट बहुत अच्छे से नहीं होते हैं. There is a test called oligoscan. I do it in my clinic. There are, I think, few more machines in India somewhere. I don't have all details, but there are some. I will show you a report in the end how it looks, and it exactly tells what is the status of your body. आप में है कितना कि आप fight कर पाओ. And this is amazing. So if nothing else, at least diet में Google gives you this information कि A किस में ज़्यादा है, C किस में ज़्यादा है, E किस में ज़्यादा है. You can just figure out कि ये सब के लिए डाइट कैसी आपको रखनी है, कौन से सोर्सेज आप ऐड कर सकते हो, एंड जो नहीं हो पाते हैं उनके आप सप्लीमेंट्स ले सकते हो. बट दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो मेरे पेशेंट्स में वंडर्स कर रही है पोस्ट कोविड रिकवरी में, अगर आपने G6PD टेस्ट जो कि एक ब्लड टेस्ट है करवा लिया है, 9 to 10 grams of vitamin C a day I am giving to my patients, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. I am giving 25 milligram in 2 doses every day to my patients for some days, or twice a week or once a week, and they are recovering like this. Post COVID fatigue and all is going like this. ऐसे हफ्ते बाद they are running, oh मुझे तो कुछ हुआ ही नहीं था, right? सिर्फ 3 केसेस में हम 6 ग्राम विटामिन सी से ज़्यादा नहीं देते हैं. एक जिनमें G6PD डेफिशिएंसी होती है, दूसरा कुछ तरह के एनीमियाज में, एंड थर्ड अगर एक्सेस आयरन होता है तो. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ स्टडीज. न्यूट्रिएंट्स इज अ वेरी वेरी हाई इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर जर्नल 2021 has written that vitamin C treatment of COVID-19 is very effective. Frontiers of Immunology 2021 May, just last month, vitamin C may increase the recovery rate of outpatient cases of COVID infection by how much percentage? Who can see the screen? How much percentage?
70%.
70. Can you imagine that? IV vitamin C is now in the protocol of Fortis and Max and other hospitals. But when I get patients, they tell me I'm taking 500 milligram vitamin C twice a day. Lim-C में 2 बार खाता हूँ. This is ridiculous, right? Please, 6 grams minimum. But if you are not G6PD deficient or excess iron or anemias, increase it to 9 to 10 grams. Every 2-3 hours take it. See how your body reacts. Your body needs support. Support it in the right way. Add magnesium, zinc with this. Add vitamin D with this. I think you all know, if you don't, go and see my videos on vitamin D. The moment you have COVID, 5 days, if you take 60,000 IU vitamin D daily, how many of you took 50,000, 60,000 IU vitamin D daily if you had COVID?
I'm taking it, but weekly, not every day.
I also take it weekly.
I
60,000.
was prescribed by a doctor to take it.
So I have something very interesting here. So I take this one Uprise D3 every week, and there's this one medicine that I've been having for a pretty long time that already has about 5,000 IU every day. So this is how my combination works, but not 60,000 daily, doctor.
No, so 60,000 daily, I'm saying when you have COVID.
I'm referring to that.
We give 5 days, complication होने का chance ही नहीं था majority लोगों में. And there are studies, it's not that I'm saying, it has been studied, it has been published, right? And then second is 10,000 IU every day, vitamin D. Is what you should
become the next health minister. It will really help the country.
Let's help ourselves first and get out of this situation in India, right? We are in a mess, and not because COVID is creating havoc. It is because we are not informed correctly. So please, and make sure that your vitamin D in your report is between 60 and 70. Don't be in a hurry of stopping your vitamin D supplementation. It is very, very critical. So see how vitamin C works. We all know COVID में TNF alpha बढ़ जाता है, IL-1 beta बढ़ जाता है, cytokine storm आता है. ये तो word सबने सुना है. Have we heard this word?
Yes.
Now we give vitamin C, right? वो cytokines को stop करके इन सब को कम कर देता है, oxidative stress कम कर देता है, and हमारा immune system को activate कर देता है. So जितना cytokine storm का पंगा चल रहा था, we have lost so many lives also because of this. Of course, lot of other things, but vitamin C in addition could have saved many more lives. Now, this is another very, very interesting thing. Infrared sauna. I don't know how many of you have taken it. I have started using it for my patients in my clinic, and I am so happy with the results. So, evidence suggests that high temperatures can reduce the transmission of influenza, SARS and COVID. Journal of Hospital Infections have published inactivation of coronavirus by heat. In numerous reports, it has been shown that infrared saunas have reduced the risk of hypertension, cardiovascular disease, dementia and even death. Moderate evidence shows that it can decrease blood pressure, CHF, obesity, fatigue syndrome and cholesterol reduction. And this information is from Journal of College of Family Physicians of Canada. So what I'm saying is very reputed people are now talking about it. Now another thing which is giving me at least very, very good results post-COVID is IV glutathione. Why IV and not oral? Oral absorption is very difficult. So IV works better, but if you don't have IVs, then there is a way of making oral in the body, and I will share both with you. So in Alexei Polnikov in ACS Infectious Disease Journal in 2020, not now, 2020 published endogenous deficiency of glutathione as the most likely cause of serious manifestations and death in COVID-19 patients. So patients who have less glutathione, उनमें complications ज़्यादा होती हैं. But despite that, हमने कुछ नहीं किया उसके लिए. And it is very, very, what do I say? So कुछ लोग तो करना ही नहीं चाहते, ठीक है. But जो करना चाहते हैं, उनको तो information मिलना चाहिए. So IV glutathione, I am a fan of this. My patients go back running in a week's time. If you cannot take IV, N-acetylcysteine 600 milligram twice a day and alpha lipoic acid 300 milligram twice a day. If you take them together, your body is able to make glutathione on its own. So if you can take IVs, result ऐसे आ जाएगा. नहीं हो रहा है, कोई बात नहीं. आप NAC और alpha lipoic कम से कम 6 weeks के लिए शुरू करो. You will feel much, much, much better. Now this is published from Respiratory Medicine Case Reports 2020 again, not 2021. Efficacy of glutathione therapy in relieving dyspnea-associated COVID-19 pneumonia. How many of you have heard people कि dyspnea नहीं ठीक हो रहा, pneumonia नहीं ठीक हो रहा?
I have.
है ना? Because we've not
already. I know so many of my friends who've been really not going okay with this. They still
Right,
have the
and
respiratory issues.
exactly.
CRP level are increasing, and all these things are happening sporadically. And sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 60. So
Yeah, so all this has to be done. All this has to be done. We have made so much hue and cry of ivermectin, of hydroxychloroquine and other stuff जो मिल नहीं रहे थे, जो मिल रहे थे वो तो किया ही नहीं. Right? So it is very, very important that this is there. So I wanted to share some of these things, and I will take more questions now. But before the questions, did you find something useful today in this, last few minutes?
Yeah, a lot of new things I've heard, and I'm thinking of the infrared sauna.
Perfect. You must. You will. It is amazing. So what I'm now wanting to say is, before I do anything, I want to share a video with you, and then I will offer you something. Just give me a minute. I could not add this here. Yes. So the purpose of this is what this video is wanting to say. Ek minute. Can you see my screen?
no.
No. Great. Let me share my screen again. Just give me a minute. So see, it's not to scare you, it's not to do anything like that. It is what I'm wanting.
You guys share 1 second. One is for me.
Please mute yourself. Please mute
A
yourself.
very, very good morning to all of you. It's been now nearly 18 months that we've been going through. What I have noticed is that we people or people around us are just asking one thing or telling one thing, that how these tough times are treating them, how difficult it is, how unfortunate it is. It is. I'm not saying it is not. But before I continue, I would like to share this story with all of you. I found it really very interesting, and I think this is the need of the moment. A king had many elephants, but one elephant was very powerful, very obedient, very skillful, and the best in the fighting skills. In many wars, he was sent on the battlefield and he would return only after being victorious. He was the most loved elephant of the king out of hundreds and thousands. Time went by and the elephant started getting old. The king did not send him to the battlefield anymore, but he still remained a part of the king's team. Because whenever the king saw him, he felt good, he felt happy. The elephant once went to the lake for a drink. His feet got stuck in the mud there and he started sinking into it. He tried a lot, but he couldn't pull himself out of the mud. People around knew the elephant was in trouble by the sound of his screams. This news also reached the king. There was panic because everybody knew he was the king's favorite. The king reached there and all other people gathered around the elephant and made various efforts to get him out. But there was no way out. It was not some small animal, it was an elephant. In the meantime, an old retired minister from the king's court was passing by. After understanding the situation, he spoke to the king and suggested that the battle drums be played around the lake. The listeners found bizarre. However, as soon as the drums of war started ringing, there was a change in the behavior of the troubled elephant. The elephant slowly stood up and then pulled himself out of the mud on his own. Everybody around was shocked. There wasn't a lack of physical ability in the elephant. Just the need to infuse enthusiasm within was required, and that was done. To maintain enthusiasm in life, it is necessary that humans maintain a purposeful thinking and mindset and do not let despair dominate. Now, why did I tell you all this story? In today's challenging times, we all need to infuse enthusiasm in ourselves and the people around us. By playing these battle drums, we need to celebrate abundance of good health, joy, happiness, love, and we have to stop talking about these tough times and how these tough times have been treating us. There is a lot of good happening, guys. We have to see it. And let's be grateful for all that. Make sure the battle drums are played not to indicate war, but to declare victory in the battle of difficult times. So guys, let's keep moving ahead and we shall win. I love you all. Mwah!
That was nice.
Right, and
Really
the
nice, yeah.
purpose of our webinar today is also this, right? We have to take charge of our own health. We can make this an opportunity by just getting the right information and connecting with the right people and doing that stuff. So what I want to offer you guys is, if you need help, if you can do it on your own, I'm very, very happy. But what I'm wanting to do is, I'm wanting to launch a 3 weeks program in which we do breathing, exercise, nutritional supplements, diet, and work on our stress and sleep. Mode will be Zoom. Every Sunday we will have a session at 7 p.m. and we will have 3 Zoom sessions. WhatsApp support will be there, and the result will be rapid recovery from COVID complications. Fees is 6,000 rupees, right? And I will open the payment link if anybody wants to register. And what you will get free with that is this, complimentary consultation with me, free infrared sauna session if you are in Gurgaon, Delhi, or if you're traveling and you want to visit our clinic, which is in Sector 56, Gurugram, and a gut and gratitude program which I've recorded, and you can listen to it at ease. It's a 30-day program with phenomenal results. So this is all what you will get, and you can decide, and I will be open for questions just after I have shown you this video. Give me a minute and I am open for questions. Just a minute. So this is a testimonial by a very, very close friend of mine, you can say. She came to me post COVID and she was feeling so tired that she said, Dr. Preeti ji, na to kitchen mein jaya ja raha hai, kuch bhi nahi ho pa raha hai. And now after a week, this is what she has to say. Just a minute.
Oh.
Okay.
कोविड डिटेक्ट हुआ था और 8 से 10 दिन मुझे काफ़ी हाई फीवर बना, जिसकी वजह से मेरी शुगर और बीपी दोनों शुगर हो गई, मुझे स्टेरॉइड लेने पड़े और मैं बहुत वीक हो गई। बट 8 से 10 2-3 सोना के सेशन मेरे को लेती मुझे काफ़ी फ़र्क अपने अंदर महसूस होने लगा था, और 3-4 महीने IV थेरेपीज ली। अब मैं काफ़ी अपने आप को बेटर फील कर रही हूँ।
कितने सोना सेशंस लेने पड़े आपको सीमा?
मुझे 8 सोना सेशन लिए। आज मेरा 8 सोना सेशन था, बट मैं बहुत अपने आप को बेटर फील कर रही हूँ।
तो जब मैं पहली बार आई थी मेरे पास, मेरे को सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ने में या इवन किचन में खाना बनाने में तक में मुश्किल हो रही है ना, तो आज आप क्या कर सकते हो?
बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो।
तो आप मुझे बता रहे थे कल बहुत आंधी तूफान में कुछ तो हुआ, आप प्लीज शेयर करोगे क्या?
कल बहुत तेज आंधी और बारिश थी, और मुझे आंधी से बहुत डर लगता है, तो मुझे नीचे वॉक करने जाना था, बट मैं जा नहीं रही थी। मेरी डॉटर मुझे जबरदस्ती वॉक करने लेकर गई, हाथ पकड़ के लेके गई, क्योंकि उसने बोला मम्मी अब आप इतने एक्टिव हो गए हो तो अब आई डोंट वांट यू टू गो बैक, राइट? थैंक यू एंड थैंक्स टू डॉक्टर प्रीति।
So interesting is that, and you can't believe when she had come to me ना, इतनी टायर्ड लग रही थी कि मैं घबरा गई देखकर कि इनको क्या हो गया। एंड आई थिंक अगर हम थोड़ा सा अपना ध्यान रखें, we can fight this disease and come out as winners. Yes, so what I will do is I will take your questions and I will open the payment screen for you guys. No compulsions. I'm only trying to create positive energy. So anybody who is interested can make the payment or take a screenshot of the screen so that you can do it. The program will start from the coming Sunday, next Sunday. So you have 5-6 days to decide, right? Yes, I'm open for questions. We still have 8 minutes to go. So
Ma'am, I would like to question. I had COVID in March.
okay.
And today I constantly feel the gastric issues. Initially for 1 month I was very tired, and I took my body profile test after a month for the blood test and everything. Everything showed okay. Only there was a little bit of lack of vitamin D, and hemoglobin was down. That's all the body profile test showed. Hemoglobin came down to 0.11, sorry, 11 point something it was. And now I'm still feeling the gastric issues. Sometimes I'm getting abdominal pain, as you had said it in the lecture right now.
Right.
So what is the best thing you suggest for me to get rid of the gastric issues?
See, I don't know, there is no one single answer for that, right? So
Yeah.
one is, I would definitely suggest that you join this 3-week program. क्यों? क्योंकि 3 हफ्ते में हम complete healing करेंगे, जिससे कि काफी significant फर्क पड़ेगा. Second is, you can start a pre-probiotic right now.
Okay.
है ना? You can take VSL3, you can take Enterogemini with food, because COVID जो है हमारा bacterial imbalance भी बहुत ज़्यादा create कर देता है gut में.
Okay.
Okay, but this is not all. थोड़ा और डिटेल में हिस्ट्री लेना पड़ेगा. आपके जो टेस्ट भी, excuse me, please mute yourself if you are not talking to me. My humble request is please mute yourself. Right? So that is one. Second, जो blood test है, if you can book a consultation and show me those tests, because होता क्या है, जनरल पैनल में ना हम सारे टेस्ट करा नहीं रहे होते. हम डी डाइमर नहीं कराते, होमोसिस्टिन नहीं कराते, HSCRP नहीं कराते, IgE, IgG नहीं कराते. तो गट हेल्थ के बारे में बहुत कुछ पता चलने के लिए ना थोड़ी सी डिटेल टेस्टिंग चाहिए होती है.
So you were talking about some tools that you have in your clinic also.
Yes, we can do ozone and we can do sauna and you will get results like this.
Okay. One more question I have, ma'am.
Yeah.
You also said right now that post-COVID you don't need a vaccination for 5-6 months. So I've already taken one dose before COVID, before I got COVID, and immediately after I took that dose in 11 days I came in contact with somebody positive and I got the virus. But post that my second dose is pending. So you are saying I should take that after how many months?
Wait for 2-3 months.
Only 2-3 months is enough?
See, 6 months की study आज सुबह आई है, but 3 months is what they are strongly recommending.
Okay, so after 3 months, and do you think we stay antibody till then?
वो तो अभी आपको इन्फेक्शन होके हटा है. नेचुरल जो एंटीबॉडीज है उससे बेटर तो कुछ है ही नहीं.
So right now I'm antibody for at least 2-3 months, right?
You maybe more than that, and you should have antibodies. But I told you ना, अगर बॉडी में दम नहीं है एंटीबॉडीज भी बनाने का, तो बॉडी नहीं बनाएगी एंटीबॉडीज भी.
Yeah.
एंड आप ऑलरेडी आयरन, विटामिन डी में डेफिशिएंट ही हो, आयरन में डेफिशिएंट हो. सो आई डोंट नो आपकी एंटीबॉडीज कितनी बनी है, बट
but in the test it showed I did have generate some antibodies.
Perfect. So then 3 months easily you can wait and then take your second shot.
After 3 months. Okay. Ma'am, you are from where, if I may ask, because I just got a link. Gurgaon.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am from Mumbai, so I can't come to your clinic.
Yeah,
maybe
so
online consultation
yes,
can
yes.
help.
We can do an online consultation and then try and help you. And also do consider this 3 weeks program, because काफी अच्छा रहेगा.
The problem is I'm traveling next week, so if I can take your package after I mean in the next July or something, mid-July or something.
No, this is only from next Sunday only, and but you can do a consultation then, yes?
Yeah, I think I'll go for that. Just please leave your information also for me.
So my number is here on the screen, my phone number.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Doctor, I have one question.
Yes.
So speaking about the antibodies, I got a test done, like the blood test, and the blood test already had that package at the IgG test as well. So it showed the antibodies developed as 2.16, and I could never relate this number anywhere. So what is that number all about? I mean, there has to be a specific number that, okay, अगर इतना point पे number आया तो अच्छा antibody है, नहीं है तो what is the sustainability of this? I am little
1 से
confused about
ऊपर is okay.
अच्छा, 2.16 is decent, right?
Yeah. It is decent.
It is decent, right? Okay. And would you suggest for an RT-PCR test once someone has recovered mandatorily, or one can just skip that as well?
No. You can skip that because RT-PCR is not very reliable, especially for recovery. Your symptoms, that is what is important. If you have no symptoms, you're feeling energetic, back to what you were a year back, you don't have to do RT-PCR. And if you are not, then also you don't have to do RT-PCR. You have to go and show it to your doctor or somebody else and make sure that your symptoms go away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Thank you. We can take one more question if anybody has it.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Preeti. I'm Jalpa Vitlani from Bombay.
Hi,
I've
Jalpa.
had a friend who's recovered from COVID, and I found that, few times that when he's gotten out of a car or he's making a movement, he experiences a lot of dizziness, sudden dizziness, and he said this is because of something obviously medically I didn't understand, to do with the viral, and it will stay for a few months, but it was quite scary to see that.
Yeah, so there are symptoms like this, very, very scary. And that's the reason I'm saying that we all must look into, what more we can do to be better.
Yeah. But
Right.
what we can't, obviously, just from the outside, one doesn't know what this is or what one can
Yeah,
do.
so you should, the person should not keep waiting. He should at least go back to his doctor or to some functional medicine expert. He can refer to me or anybody in Mumbai and try to find out his reason. First of all, check his BP, check his all heart parameters, check
That's
his
being checked. Yeah. Those
every
are
week.
fine.
Every week.
Acha, okay.
कभी ना कभी change हो रहा होगा.
Okay.
Something has to be there. Right? तो एक history लेके उसको कराना जरूर चाहिए.
Okay.
Follow up rather than waiting to get more complications. Because ना ये complications खुद से ठीक हो नहीं रही हैं बहुत सारे लोगों में. Right? So, yes.
Okay.
What
Thank
do
you.
you say for dieting? Can a patient go for dieting post-COVID?
Why do you want to go dieting? I don't like the word dieting. I like healthy eating plans.
So, if we supplement ourselves with some protein and we go for the healthy eating only, you think it's suggestible? Because
you definitely have to make sure that you eat good food, which is high in protein, which has good fats in it, and low in carbohydrates, no processed foods, no sugar, at least for 3 weeks post-COVID.
So that's what I was doing right now, but I'm feeling a lot of gastric issues, and I thought maybe it's because I'm trying to just, eat no sugar and all that.
No. Gastric issues are because COVID has messed up with your gut, and that is the reason you've gained weight also.
Yeah.
So एक बारी आप
So
gut
it's
ठीक
okay if
करो.
I'm just taking some protein powder and supplementing myself with some fruits and general diet.
Balanced diet, healthy eating plan is important. अच्छा फैट खाना बहुत ज़्यादा important है. Good desi ghee, good coconut oil, good white butter in your diet is very, very important. And if somebody thinks कि उन सबसे weight बढ़ता है तो इससे बड़ा myth कोई नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है, उससे शुगर भी नॉर्मल होती है. सो लेट मी टेल यू, एक पोस्ट कोविड पेशेंट अभी मेरे पास आए थे 3 weeks बैक, 219 शुगर थी. आई टोल्ड हिम कि फैट बढ़ाओ, बट एज वी आर, हमें तो फैट से डर लगता है. 1 week later he comes and says, डॉक्टर प्रीति 219 से नीचे तो जा ही नहीं रही, क्या करें? मैंने कहा अच्छा आप कर क्या रहे थे? सब कुछ आपकी बात मान ली, फैट नहीं ऐड किया. मैंने कहा ठीक है, कल एग्जैक्टली ये करना. 219 से शुगर 100, अब पिछले 2 weeks से 100 फास्टिंग आ रही है.
Okay, so you're suggesting sugar cut down करें लेकिन घी चालू रखें.
Of course, ghee, coconut oil, black seed oil, whatever is required, white butter, good nuts, seeds.
And carbohydrates if we cut down is fine.
Yes.
Carbohydrates is fine if we cut down.
Yes.
So we can pull down our weight by cutting carbohydrates, but adding the essential nutrition should not go down, right?
See, you have to understand that weight is not about calorie in, calorie out. If you go on Amazon, you will find a book by me, 4-hour rapid fat loss method, right? Where I've clearly written that calorie in is equal to calorie out is the biggest fad in the nutrition or the weight loss industry to make money. If your hormones are in balance, if your cortisol is in balance, cortisol, insulin, estrogen, testosterone and thyroid, your body will maintain an ideal weight.
Right.
Otherwise, डंडा मार मार के कितनी देर तक पीट के रखोगे उसको? जैसे ही छोड़ोगे वो फिर फूल जाएगी.
I would definitely want to go for this book of your ma'am.
Please, on Amazon it is there and you would like what you read in it because at least you will start thinking differently. हमें अपना मेटाबॉलिज्म बढ़ाना है, हमने अपने बॉडी को एनर्जी ज्यादा देनी है, हमने उसको किल के मारना नहीं है. Right? And I am sure 2 kgs तो आपका वेट आराम से the moment you become positive अपने आप ही बॉडी एडजस्ट कर लेगी.
Great. Thank you for that motivation.
Great, thank you.
Okay, Doctor, I have one last question which I forgot. And I think it can be common for everyone. During COVID, we all were given this Tamiflu flu, and a couple of us would have been given these steroids, right? Including a lot of very strong antibiotics as well. Because I myself had these 8-9 medicines or 16-17 tablets in a day. I wanted to understand the impact of this in terms of, for an example, any blood indicator or a value can go up and down with this. For an example, triglycerides, for an example, HDL, LDL, does that have an impact on it?
Not really. What happens is आपका gut खराब हो जाता है. gut खराब होने से आपका liver खराब हो जाता है. liver खराब होने से आपके कोलेस्ट्रॉल वगैरह के मार्कर्स चेंज होंगे, बट वो थोड़ी देर बाद होंगे. सबसे पहला जो गड़बड़ हो गया ना, गट खराब हो गया, उससे मेंटल हेल्थ कभी कभी लोगों की जल्दी खराब हो जाती है. डिप्रेशन हो जाता है, मूड स्विंग्स हो जाते हैं, नींद थोड़ी खराब हो जाती है. सो व्हाट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट हियर इज कि अगर गट खराब हो गया है तो उसको ठीक करना है, और ठीक करने के लिए खुद नहीं करना है कुछ भी. यू हैव टू फाइंड समबडी, बुक अ कंसल्टेशन, टेल समबडी कि भाई मेरा ठीक करके दो, एंड डू इट.
Okay, means you're saying that it's a long-term impact here, but again these are
of course long-term impacts. Yes, long-term impacts definitely hai, because your whole health is governed through your gut, and all these medicines have created a huge havoc with your gut, but they were important that time. Let me tell you, मतलब steroids का इतना पीछे mess हुआ है, but steroids were very very important. Right? So now we have to undo what we have done, and I think we have all the tools available to do it.
Perfect. Ma'am, what's the name of your book?
4-hour rapid fat loss method.
Okay.
Right? So I've written 2 books. One is this, second is cyclic keto. Cyclic keto is of course on ketogenic diet and how you can make it cyclic, and this is on hormone balance. Perfect. Thank you everybody for sparing out your time.
I would like to know one thing from you. I feel sometimes breathless. I'm a post-COVID patient. I feel breathless, and that's all. Otherwise, I've got lots of energy and all that.
Right. So see, COVID में ना one organ gets affected sometimes 2, sometimes 3. So if you will, were you there from the beginning in this recording? In this webinar?
Yes.
Right. So you would have seen that I discussed a study where it showed that dyspneic patients improved when glutathione was improved. Right? And for that, the supplements which are required, that also I've mentioned. So you can consider taking them as it is. The better would be consulting somebody like me and then taking them.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. Bye-bye. It was nice having
Bye.
you. Take care.
Likewise, thank you. Yep, bye.